finals, and we've got fnatic and Cloud9 ready on train. And Ivy, do you want to make a prediction? Do you have any feeling? I think this is very unpredictable.
You have to say fnatic based on what we saw in DreamHack. I think they are the better team right now, but Cloud9 just won the Americas Minor, not a massive event, but still pretty promising stuff overall. We'll be fnatic here. Starting on the CT side, you've got the Pistol Meister, Dennis himself. Let's see if he can step up here, and we've got only one smoke coming out of the terrorist here, and deploying and committing to the outside bomb site.
4 people rushing out of Pop Dog already. Olofmeister's taken down Stewie, so that's a bit of a hit for Cloud9, but nothing will get the refrag in, and they should be able to get the bomb down there. That smoke is going to fade pretty soon. JW's actually walking right through it, sees the guy by E-Box, turns around, gets the headshot on one, goes for a second, and JW's finally going to get shot down, but he did everything right then. It's just automatic, trying to hold off the bomb in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, not really much he can do here. Down to 45 HP as well, but that's a good start. Finds the first headshot. Smoke deployed on the bomb. Means fnatic should have a pretty easy ride with this one. They've got a defuse kit as well, but automatic still can be a nuisance. He's going to find another kill here, down to the 1v1. Automatic versus Crims. Crims very good in these situations. Can he step out? The bomb's ticking away. Looks like automatic might have done enough here.
This is absolutely brilliant. So this should be in a playbook somewhere, just playing this 1v3 perfectly. I mean, if you have to imagine an alternate reality here, Henry, where he stays behind the E-Box all the time to fight that 1v3, I don't think he's going to win that.
Absolutely. That was very, very well played from automatic indeed. The fact that fnatic had a smoke, and the kid as well, you know, the smoke actually worked against them in many ways.
Yeah.
Because they deployed that, you think it's going to be a Vel, get that full defuse going, but automatic, he was so aware. You could see his presence there in the situation. So, okay, you put that smoke down, you've given me some cover. I'll stand on the other side, line up with the bomb, get that first frag, and then it looked very uncomfortable for fnatic. They'd be gutted at that one, especially with JW getting those sensational frags with the USP as well. So, Anders, looks like we've got a force buy situation coming in. All 5 players going all in. That's a bit of a problem on the CT side. It means you're unlikely to get the AWP in the first gun round. Obviously, we don't win this round, but Cloud9 for now, keeping things very basic. 4 players towards inside. This just could be the 4 players committing to an execution in the inner side, 1 holding the flanks, and using the Molotovs effectively so far, looking quite promising.
We've been having this discussion a lot recently, I feel like. The one where you sort of, you know, do you want to buy in this round, and then you don't have the Molotovs and the smokes later on, especially if you're fnatic, and especially if you're on train, maybe even the AWP.
In a best of 1, I'm not a fan of it. It's obviously fnatic, they love this sort of play style, historically very good at it, but look how easy it is for Cloud9. Play it right, just make sure you do a default at the start, wait for the aggression to come in, and you can start mowing them down. But Flasher, he's doing some good work here with the CZ, finds 1 kill, denies the plant, at least for a little bit, but now it's a 4-on-2. Olofmeister, 44 HP, bomb down, and that should be the round concluded. At this point, hoping to get some exit frags, I guess, or maybe some 1Ds from across the map. That's not too bad either.
No, that'll definitely help out. At least they've done some damage, but it just isn't enough. And even if they had got that retake going, as you saw towards the end, nothing started to come in for the C connector. He'd actually fallen back towards Pop Dog, which I think is always, that's a huge strength of any sort of B push, if you can get that one guy who's lingering around and ready for the backstab. So pretty good round for Cloud9, I would still say overall. And now the big question is, will it hurt them in the 4th round here, fnatic, or do they have some sort of backup plan?
It definitely will. Obviously, we know JW to be the main all-puts team. There's a few other names that can chime in as well, Dennis, Olofmeister. But still, yeah, I think they'll be limited in terms of going to have incendiaries. Won't necessarily have, they'll probably have all the smokes, but maybe it's no head armor against maybe this MAC 10 or UMP, so that's a problem. And this is one of the rounds we don't really have to talk too much about, and there's no armor, full stack towards outside, bomb planted. Let's not get too excited about this one. It's a guaranteed win for Cloud9 at this point. So, got that MAC 10 hunting for some cash. If he does get some kills at that connector position, he's going to start farming a lot of money at that stage, $600 per kill, and he's going towards CT spawn as well. But there's a greeting party waiting for him on the other side. Hello.
Stewie, the MAC 10 could just do so much damage here. They do finally show themselves, and I think he realized there's more people up there, but he doesn't really have to push this too much. He can just relax, and actually they're being boxed in. These MAC 10s are getting so many kills. This is perfect.
Oh, and we've seen there, it's going to be 1 kill for JW, but overall not too much damage inflicted into this round. So Anders, I'm going to look at the next round, right? Like we said, CT's potentially not having head armor, the incendiaries to stop rushes, for example, and now they're going to be up against, presumably, 2 MAC 10s here and a Glill as well. All weapons against unarmored heads can get one-shot kills, right? Especially at close range as MAC 10s. So this is the sort of round, right, where you're going to be going very, very quickly. You want to be locking it down. They've actually thrown away the MAC 10s. I think that's super interesting. I think you keep them. I think you're trying to throw a spanner into works with a super fast round with those MAC 10s, just trying to maybe an inside rush where they won't have the AWP. It's a more conservative approach to upgrade into AK-47, sure, but I think CSGO lends itself that sort of playstyle, especially when they force spawn to the second. I think they should have gone for it. Yeah,
and I think your point is even more valid on a map like Train, where you'd want to have someone to open up a bomb site, you know, lead in, break open the space, and then everyone else with the rifles can follow in. I mean, you could definitely use a MAC 10 player like that later on, but we'll see how it goes. They do have a lot of smoke draining in outside
as well. We've got 4 players of unarmored head. Olofmeister with no armor at all, so those MAC 10s have been great. They've been perfect.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really good point. They have made it into the yard a bit, but also down the ramp here, and nothing opening up, taking down flusha, even though they saw the bomb, so they're all rotating, and Stewie with the flank here. This could be what makes this round, and fnatic, they might have wished they had just a bit more, but actually waiting right around the corner is Crims. He's going to take down Stewie, so this is definitely doable. 4 versus 3 at the moment. The bomb is down, but the retake is on for fnatic here. They're going to lose Olofmeister. That just makes it a 3-on-3, and Automatic is crept up into the corner of the smoke, hiding on the other side of it. A really smart play here.
Yeah, no kids, Sanders. This round is pretty much done for. 3 players alive, sure, you'd think this is a viable situation, but this is the problem of forced by that second round. We didn't mention, I guess we mentioned incendiaries and smokes, but you don't have defuse kits to see it's going at $400 a piece. Automatic's taking another kill down there. It's a really difficult situation. This is why we're seeing more and more teams actually opt for full ecos in the second round. Maybe this is Deagles especially, but
did the fence just catch that bullet with the AW here? I think it did.
Did it really?
Yeah, I think the fence actually stopped that shot from Dennis. That's so unfortunate.
Well, there's the 4-0, and this is where Cloud9 are their most dangerous. They've had a good start. They've got the 3-0, the first gun round there. They've got control of the economy. They can start being a little bit more cavalier with their approach in terms of the tactics, faster stuff coming in. But that's a great trade there. That's just good Counter-Strike at the same time. As soon as your teammate goes down in front of you, he's getting the information, you get the refrag straight away, and you're overwhelming that outside bomb site. They had one player showing presence as well at the start of the round. Outside player, smokes deployed. He's managing to get behind the bomb train somehow as well. He doesn't get any kills, but he keeps the attention up there for long enough. Inside is just not an option for the retake there. fnatic could be one player alive. That's Crims. He's got the M4 fuse kit, but his teammates can't really bring much to the table. Apart from a frag, apparently, Dennis does find Stewie.
They've lost a lot of life on him and Olofmeister, though, so still a bit tricky, but at least they get that done. My God, grenade landed right in his knees. That was Dennis going down. And it does seem like it's falling apart a little bit here. Just Olof left with 6 health and a deagle, so that's just a good round. Cloud9, you can tell they know when they have to be a bit conservative when they're up against the rifles.
Yeah.
As soon as it's against pistols and no armor, they just make these rounds really quick.
Yeah, it's I guess on a map like Train, it still is a bit of a gamble go for the rush against the eco. You can run into a full stack, but when you know they're not going to have armor, it's not going to be that partial buy. I think you're absolutely fine with that. Here we go, the fnatic finally stabilizing here. They're getting the maximum loss bonus of $3,400. Like we said, Olofmeister, the secondary AWP to JW, so it brings up the AWP once again. It was interesting, JW didn't have that weapon on the first gun round. It was actually Olof that went for it, so a little bit inconsistent at the moment, but looking at that first gun round here, you can see not really fully equipped still. Crims just the only diffuse kit there. A few smokes missing from the CT lineup, but a slower pace round here from Cloud9. 3 players focusing towards Ivy. JW waiting on the other side, though. Flashbang should take away his attention, but somehow didn't even get blinded there. He actually just got straight up out-jeweled by Skadoodle, but Dennis fighting back in main entrance, gets the bomb down as well. Much more promising stuff for fnatic.
Yeah, that's a really good initiative from Dennis. If he doesn't do that, suddenly they're sandwiched in and everything is going to go bad. Now Stewie's fighting over here, but he's going to go down to Olof. So they've got them boxed in. A nice improvised boost coming in from the T side, but it just is not enough. I think they finally realized Skadoodle was up there, and there's not a lot that nothing he could do right now. So, I mean, I think Dennis just saved them. I'm not sure this would have been a good round otherwise.
Well, promising stuff there from fnatic, losing the first frag, but as you mentioned, Dennis, the savior there towards the main entrance, the outside bomb site. Counter-Strike, in its very essence, is about reactions. As soon as you lose that first frag, right, you need to be getting in there and getting the refrag back in.
Now, talk us through this. I'm really interested. Is this a team captain call out? Someone say, Dennis, you got to refrag. Or
No,
is he just individually saying, listen, I've got to do this. I'm not going to talk to anyone else.
As soon as they lose that frag and they know they haven't really got the defuse kits or utility to hold off at full execution, right, and they've lost that first play, he needs to step up. He's called for a flashbang from his teammate. He's going investigating for knowledge, essentially, but he finds 2 kills. That the flashbang was spot on. Gets the bomb down as well. Probably can't believe his luck at that point. And it was an outside split from Cloud9. Shut down by one particular player, of course, Dennis. And we do go into round number 7 here. Plenty of money available for Cloud9, and they're going to be changing up things here slightly. This looks like a full execution, like a set piece, we call this, off the bat, and saying this is our objective for this round. We're not doing a default, and you can see that you have to go for the strategy pretty much straight away. No presence at Ivy or main entrance. In they go, and Olofmeister waiting to receive and manages to hit the first shot as well.
That flashbang is so good, but I actually think it flashed one of the Cloud9 players anyway, so that's a bit strange. flusha's going to get a kill. The bomb will be going down, but flusha's going to be doing even more work. No, he won't. Automatic takes the refrag. I have no idea how. He was solo on health already. Dennis and JW now have to try and go for the retake here. 1 AWP, and that's always a problem in this kind of retake scenario. And they've got the time at least, but this is not going to be easy.
Absolutely not. JW, the bird's eye view of the bomb site here. encroaching the first frag. It's going to be Shroud that goes down with nothing with a quick reply. Not known to be an AWP, but picks up the kill. JW now 23 HP. He has got the kit and the smoke, so he can make this interesting. Go for it at least. They kind of have to, considering it's a full reset situation. JW now hoping a terrorist makes a mistake.
He's even going to put out a little bit of flashbang just to try and lure them in. He's going to pick up one kill and nothing is up there, just one shot away from death. He's going to go for the underhand throw as well, and inside the smoke, he actually gets the headshot. My God, it didn't look like that was anywhere near.
He can't believe that. I can't believe it, Anders. What in God's name just happened there? It looked like he was done for because he missed that first AWP rifle.
Yeah.
Well, it's like about 2-3 seconds now. He's not going to have a chance to run down or knife him or Glock him. That's not a thing. How has he got away with that? That's so nuts. Like you said, it didn't even look like the Glock was on him. It was like a sporadic bullet that flew off and actually hit him in the head perfectly. Let's have a look.
Oh
okay, so it was kind of on him, but still, like running, just no idea where he is. Gets a perfect headshot there with like 1 second remaining. That's nuts. That's a full reset as well for Fnatic, so they are in a lot of trouble now. Go for the force buy, it seems.
I mean, in a best of one, you're only going to have so many of those kind of opportunities. Yeah. That was otherwise really great play from JW, but that just got stolen away from him now. They're going fast out in the yard, and this seems to be just the rhythm for Fnatic. You know, as soon as they have the upper hand on a sort of weapons-wise, they just go for it.
Absolutely. Well, it would have been a double eco situation regardless, so they've all come for MP9s and CZs. And speaking of CZs, JW stepping up on there from the Ivy position. Unfortunately, that just gives his position away. He hasn't really gained much from that, but what's Shroud doing? Hello?
Just walking through the smoke.
What on earth are you doing?
Giving up
Pushing
the bomb and
the smoke with the bomb. Get out.
Listen,
get off the server.
You can only be on a team with Studio for so long before that goes into your head, apparently.
Lost
now they've lost another one, and JW with a bit of headshot on Skadoodle. Well,
what a shocker.
Did you look at that, Henry?
I'm lost for words, Anders. I don't need to break that down for anyone at home. They saw how ridiculous that was. You've got the kills outside, and you don't know who's on the other side of the smoke. Who do you send through to get a full grey screen and have no chance of actually getting the frag? The guy with the bomb. That's such a misplay there. What on earth is he thinking?
That's just... so this is actually one of the things that I find to be interesting. You know, it could be that if you did an interview later with you know, Shroud and Cloud9, that they would say, well, actually, it was someone else on the team who called that. And you got to wonder if that's the thing. If someone said, I know where the AW is, and someone says, well, I'm sure Flusher's there, so just go through the smoke and let's get it done. Like, it could be a teammate that miscalls it.
We have got a technical pause right now, and Shroud rejoined the server. So maybe did his TeamSpeak go down? It's something
brain
bizarre.
malfunction.
Yeah, maybe brain malfunction. Maybe that could be the technical issue. But that was bizarre, right? That's just like a classic Counter-Strike blunder. Like, going against the grain in terms of what you should be doing in textbook situations. Like, they didn't even have to rush that. They had the man advantage. They had the bomb, control of the bomb side, right? Smoke and connectors, that's a good thing. CT's can't do anything about it, right? You know where the other one is. He can't boost over that smoke. He can't do anything there. Why push through? I guess the only idea is you're assuming both players are towards Ivy because you've had presence there, so you've got to go towards inside with the bomb, but have the refrag with you. Have someone, at least if you're going for that crazy risk, to get the kill back in return. And not only did he lose the bomb, he applies so much pressure to his teammates at that point. Time's ticking away. They get sprayed through the smoke, and I think Dennis just couldn't really believe his luck there. That was absolutely nuts. But that's going to kind of stifle Cloud9, I think, now. We talked about them being a momentum-based team, known to bicker, lots of young guys within this lineup, and I think one of those kind of plays, and they had full control of this best of one. They've given Fnatic now a lifeline. I think this is where we start to see them kind of crumble a little bit, and maybe Fnatic find a few rounds back-to-back here. So they get another full buy, Fnatic. They get AKs and 4s, a UMP as well, but the technical issue is going to be kind of tricking us. A little bit longer flushes just left the server.
But I mean, I think it's even more true in a best-of-one format, but, you know, a popular line that sort of, you know, a catch-all line is, you know, whatever team makes the least mistakes ends up winning. And I mean, we've seen, I mean, I think Fnatic had a bit of an issue in that fourth round with not getting the buy-in, and maybe they could have made more of an impact. You get gifted a round like this one where you suddenly get the bomb drop. Right? I mean, best-of-one, that could really make or break the whole half here, especially if they make a comeback based off that whole thing. But we'll see how it plays out once they get everyone back on the server. As you can tell, still just waiting. I think it might be just a sound issue or something, so hopefully it won't be that long.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you know, you're Fnatic. That's all you need. Especially in the old days, this is what Fnatic was so good at. Like, just even one little opening.
Give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Yeah. That's the kind of headline here with Fnatic. And it's just such a gutting way to lose a round as well. It's not like Fnatic did anything super sick, right? They didn't like go above and beyond, like have a nut spray down the CZ. You pretty much put on a silver platter and said, here's the bomb. And time's ticking away. My teammates are now completely wrecked. So that's a little bit disappointing.
Oh. We do have just about a minute pause there, about maybe a bit more. So
okay,
means we can entertain you in the meantime, Hank.
What would you like to talk about?
What's topical? What's everyone talking about these days? What's the most popular thing? They're all political, aren't they? They're all stuff that'll make everyone angry, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. That's where we are in the world right now. Yeah, a lot of anger going around these days.
Yeah. It's the 1-year anniversary of Brexit, isn't it? I thought someone said that.
That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exciting.
We are in London, of course, so that's nice.
Yeah. Still partly tied to Europe, but not too much longer.
Not too much. How are you finding London? Do you like the city in general?
I do, but only parts of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some of the central parts of London is so busy, like unbelievably busy.
I don't live anywhere near central. I live in like deep West London because I hate the crowds and like all the kind of like tourist industry there. I just think like it's kind of too much in a way.
Yeah,
I live in a very quiet residential. Oh, we're back.
But
I was expecting a podcast.
Listen, I think the takeaway. I'm fully expecting you to be my tour guide here, Henry.
Oh, you don't want to see my tours. Yeah. The dark parts of London.
That's
where
what I want.
It
That's
can
what
get
I
very
want to
interesting. You might not come back.
No,
in one piece, Anders.
To live on the dangerous side.
I'll show you some cool things.
Do like a weekend with Hank.
Okay.
See if we can live through that.
Well, we'll get back into this now. It's going to be fnatic now. Still on the CT side, of course. 6-2 after winning that kind of shocking round there from Cloud9.
We recognise this setup.
We do.
Smokes.
Who made that up?
The smoke's coming in. Who knows? No one remembers any longer. The smoke is into main. Actually, those are some interesting counter grenades coming out from fnatic. Just pretty much putting all in on the fact that this was going to be an A push, and it will be. Stewie running through with the Tech9 out, takes down Crimson. Now the bomb is being planted. Nothing is taken down JW. fnatic, this is the big opening, and they're just throwing it all away. Dennis is finally going to pick up a kill, but he's completely surrounded, and that will leave all of Meister 1 versus 4. Grenade almost takes down 2, but he can't really know that. He's just going to have to give this one up.
Well, you never know. I won't get too excited just yet, but fantastic round so far from Cloud9. What a recovery. Tech9s and Galil's AKs. He really gives his frag away for free pretty much there, but it doesn't matter. He kind of gets the information at least. And now Olaf Meister. They want to try and take him down as much as they possibly can. Like we said, a return to form recently from Olaf, especially a dream hack, and that's another kill. Damaging the economy. It's certainly not stable for Cloud9 yet. So it's not a great situation for fnatic, sure, but at least he's helping out a little bit. Another reset for them. Only $1,400.
I'm really curious because you see that wall of smoke going down on the A bomb site. It seemed like fnatic's response immediately was to say, well, that's fine. If you're going to smoke the bomb site, we'll just smoke the main entrances. And they still couldn't hold on to them. I
think there was quite a... Because you've got the Tech9s, right? I think a few of them were just coming out before the smoke's fully deployed. That can be a really useful tactic as well. I think it was Dignitas have really started doing that on maps like Mirage, right? You throw the smoke 7, waiting for the CT reaction to come in. Then you're coming out with the Tech9s and such like that. Like just as the CTs are preparing to hold you off. So you could see towards main entrance, especially very quick play from nothing, getting out that Tech9, finding the first pick, and had that snowball effect. He upgrades to a rifle, bomb down, all the smokes are there, and a really cool recovery. Like I said, Cloud9, certainly a team that can be known to fall apart after those sort of situations we saw in the previous round, but kind of held their heads up and managed to hold it together. 7-2, and we're going to have a tactical pause for fnatic here. So, and as they said, one weapon, right? And like we said, $1,400 per player. It's a best of one. Their economic situation has been dire at best throughout this map so far. Force in a second, all 5 players, and losing the first gun round, getting reset after their first win, and now reset once again. I think they've taken the pause, and yeah, okay, no force by this time, trying to go for the more conservative approach, which is nice to see at this point. You've got quite a large deficit to recover from. I think just focus on the bigger picture here and think, okay, let's try and aim for at least like 6-7 rounds instead of throwing the whole map away.
Yeah, we've seen comebacks from that sort of a scoreline before, so it's definitely doable. Skadoodle waiting down here, and actually for once this is one of the rounds where Cloud9 are a bit slower, even in the face of pistols, you know.
Well, I guess at this stage you don't want to go for the full rush, right? Because they could force buy into this one. If you come into a stack, you know, Olaf Meister's got a rifle as well. Really calculated stuff from Cloud9 here, finding the frags, and Shroud and... Okay, Stewie, it's starting to fall apart now. A great play from Crims there, pushing in, getting the timing dead on. Finds 2 kills at that PT50. That's certainly made the round interesting now.
And look at this, they're actually saving all the rifles here.
Yeah.
He got 2 kills and they saved the M4 from Olaf Meister, so now they've picked up 3 rifles.
Now we've got a round on our hands, for sure.
No bomb plant yet either. Flusher even has a defuse kit if they need it later on, so we'll see. Bomb will be going down. They still need a kill pretty quick here, I think, fnatic, before this is viable, because there's so many areas to check on this A bomb site. That's a really big problem if you're trying to go for the retake, and now they've lost Flusher as well. That was the kit down, and it's pretty far back. Crims is going to pick up a kill, but that kit is really far back on the map right now.
Yeah, in my opinion, one of the hardest bomb sites to retake in the entirety of Counter-Strike. Bomb down, you're rotating through very tight choke points, and you can see fnatic struggling with this one. Nothing finding another kill there, takes down Crims, just Dennis. Oh, he said a decent attempt there from Crims generally to get those 2 PT50 kills. I think that was maybe a lapse of concentration there from Cloud9. It was going so well. They had 2 players on inside bomb site. How are they both going to take another PT50? I'd love to see the replay. Here we go, perfect. Thank you, Facer. There we go.
Yeah, he even pushes up really far.
It was like unlucky in terms of the timing. Right, one player was jumping down, but still, they were ready for that, and he did very well to get 3 kills in total. But still, 8-2 now. Cloud9 looking very assertive here on the T side, recovering from that earlier blunder as well. It's going to be UMPs and a Famous, a couple of M4s as well. Still not looking great. Fast play from Cloud9. I like it, Anders. Let's get into it.
Yeah, they're really not slowing down, are they? And you see the counter grenades coming up for Fnatic. They're way too late. Cloud9 are already out on the bomb site here. Stewie's got a kill on Olofmeister, and Crim's just waiting for it. Dennis walking in. 3 big kills coming out. And running up with a pistol. Missing the shot is Skadoodle, and Dennis will get the quad kill. Listen, does it seem like if they're going to win a round, Fnatic, it has to be Dennis just doing it all on his own? Yeah, that's unfair.
That's pretty much the way they've won these last few rounds. Like the round where he pushed A main, and then the round he got on connector as well. And now just getting a 4-man spray down. Like he's going above and beyond for his teammates here. Another main entrance interaction there. Pushing the smoke. It's an audacious play, but like we said, if you lose that first pick, someone needs to be stepping up here. And Dennis rises to the occasion and then some.
And look at the difference as well. So Dennis runs through the smoke to try and get that fight, whereas if you saw Crims rather from us, he was on the bomb train hiding, you know, sort of behind the smokes and didn't really seem to be able to do anything in that round. So really interesting, different styles of defense, you could say. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, good news for Fnatic is they might get a few rounds in a row here, Anders, because you can see Anika coming for Cloud9. I think that's the right play. They probably could have just about forced it, about 3K per player, but get some Deagles out. You've got a huge lead here. Look at the bigger picture like we described before. Try and just guarantee this is a really solid half. Aim for like 9-10 rounds. That'd be amazing. I think if you told Cloud9 that coming into this one, you can win the T half like double digits potentially, they'd love that. So they're just going to be aiming for that instead of trying to force their way into these sort of rounds. Sure, it'd be amazing if they won that and reset Fnatic once again, but I think you want to concentrate now on building your own economy instead of trying to sabotage your opponents.
And this is going to be a pretty easy round, you can tell, coming out from Fnatic. They were in good positions and not even losing anyone yet. In fact, again, Dennis stepping up with a good couple of kills. The 4th round coming in for the Swedish side. I mean, this is suddenly looking doable, and even just a break in momentum here should allow more people from the Fnatic side to chip in, not just Dennis. You know, he's created that break for them. Now someone else has to step it up.
Well, he's kept their head above water at least, so that's something. As we can see, the scoreboards there. Dennis at the top, there he is. 10 kills, 9 deaths. To be fair, the frag distribution is pretty equal for Fnatic. No one's like really lagging behind. It's just Cloud9 have looked very good as a unit so far. But here we go, round number 13. We said it'd be a fast game, Anders, and certainly delivering on that front. Another buy for Cloud9, Galils, and 3 AKs. And no Skadoodle orb as of yet. Here we go. Slower paced round, and we do have set up smokes once again from what we can see. Stewart control the inner area. So they could go back for the full execution. There's a smoke, as I mentioned earlier. Skadoodle with the bomb as well. This looks like an inside play, potentially. He's got the bomb, though, so he's going to have to go all the way through T-spawn up the steps right now. Deployed 1 smoke outside, and they don't have much presence at all towards outer. So this will be an upper take by the looks of things.
Yeah, sort of putting some smokes in through Pop Dog, suggesting they could be making their way out like they have in the past, but you can tell they're making their way inside instead, as you said, Hank. Now it's Olofmeister with a headshot, Flusher as well getting one, and Olof with a spray down, semi-long range there. That's really good. And this whole push has been shut down from Cloud9, so they've been slightly broken here on the American side. In fact, Olof going to step it up with a really big round for himself there. And that's a 5th round on the Swedish side. This is starting to turn the corner. Yeah, the Fnatic are definitely a team that can recover from this sort of deficit. So this is promising now. Another round where Cloud9 weren't exactly stable, had a couple of Galils there and AKs. You can see, not really challenged. No flashbangs coming in, no smokes to block Olof's vision. Kills there with the AK-47, always a very beneficial weapon to have on the defending side. Means you can go for the more audacious faces and actually manage to go for the one-taps as well. You can hold more aggressive angles. As we go to round number 14, another eco for Cloud9. So this is looking convincing to pull it back to maybe an 8-7. And I think, all things considered, that's great news for Fnatic. Now having 3 rounds in a row, and we're certainly going to find 4 here. As we have got JW with the AWP. A couple of players in front of him. Doesn't quite nail the kill, but spots a couple of players towards Ivy. Yeah, does more damage with the HE than he did with the AWP, but that just happens sometimes. And I think the really important thing is here just to not give anything up. Don't let him save a rifle into the next round or anything silly like that. And it doesn't seem like that's really going to happen. So. Yeah. Well, they've managed to get the man advantage here. 2 goes down, no one has to overcommit. Don't need any reactions or crazy push from the CT side. You're absolutely right. Keep the money alive. Going into the last round next, their money's probably absolutely fine generally, but speaking like, you just don't give anything away to Cloud9. Don't let them save a weapon here. So Crims and JW doing a good job. Shroud finds 1 kill, but obviously won't survive there. Olofmeister with the final frag. 4 rounds in a row for Fnatic now, and Cloud9. What's the final play going to be? I don't think they can get the AWP. Okay, they could glass cannon it just about on Skadoodle. No timeout coming in just yet. We only had 1 for Fnatic in terms of a tactical
call in that sense. It could be Skadoodle with the AK. That suggests another like set piece play or something very fast. The fact they're not going to be getting the AWP out won't be a default, right? They won't be going for the first pick. That's usually their bread and butter, right? Skadoodle, great form right now. Let's slow it right down and see if we can get that pick on that AWP. We know he's towards Ivy. And here we go, round of 15. Stewie, smoke out. Committing with him. And towards inner we go with the bomb once again, but still could be an outside play from Popdog.
You weren't quite sure for a moment if he was going to try and jump to get that
Yeah,
aggression.
right.
It looked like he was. He's
Here
a
he
bit
comes.
delayed, but I mean, this is why someone like Stewie is such an important player to have on a team. The playmaker, just trying to create some space out here.
Same tactic we saw before. It worked very well against the limited fnatic. Now they're fully equipped with the double orbs and stuff, so we'll see whether Stewie can have any impact here. Holding the E-box, stopping rotation at this point. Not even aggressively hunting for frags. He wants his teammates to show presence inner, and then he can stop the kills as they go to connector. But they might be changing pace here. Smoke's towards out. He's called it. It looks clear, and he fancies it outside.
Felt like, listen, I have enough space out here.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Instead, he's going to be creeping up, and there's the opening frag. Jumping Crib is not going to get a chance, but actually great refrag from Dennis. That might buy enough time for the rotation to come in here. They're slightly trapped behind E-box. Dennis nearly goes down, and eventually he will. Automatic takes the frag, and Flusher trying to shoot under the train and puts a big smile on my face, but
Yes.
not going to be able to get the kill at that range. And now it's instead 4 versus 3 here on Cloud9. A bit of a change of pace for them, but it's been working out.
Well, now the 4-on-3 begins. It's the last round, no saving here. Double orbs, not a great situation for the retake. Can see JW now encroaching on the bomb side, but can't find anything and nothing. He strikes, like I said, it's such a difficult bomb side to retake, especially with double orbs as well. That's not ideal. With Olofmeister, why is no one watching Hopwell? That's kind of insane. I guess Shroud was watching it from a pretty tricky angle there, but they will win the round eventually. There it is, 9-6 in favor of Cloud9. A few blunders, I have to say.
Yeah.
Cloud9 looked great, but obviously that round where Shroud walked through with the bomb, that was a bit of a nightmare, but still they got the next run after that, reset Fnatic, but a string of rounds towards the end there, getting 4 in a row. Fnatic definitely making this competitive half. Win the pistol, and there's an 9-9. There's no reason why they can't give Cloud9 the same treatment they just received.
Oh, absolutely. Now you start to wonder, you know, what would have happened if nothing hadn't got that freaky headshot in the smoke.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
could
That
they
was
have had a bit
nuts.
more? Could they have started to get the rounds back earlier? But in a best of one format, it's sort of unforgiving. You've got this one chance, and if you don't win the pistol round now and you're Fnatic, you're just in a lot of trouble here. And they do have a smoke and a Molotov. That Molotov on the T side of train always makes you think there could be some after plant play coming in.
Yeah, lots of options for that. Well, they went up going inside, actually sending 4 players towards Ivy here. So it's up to Shroud now to defend. Flusher watching for any inside flanks, and Shroud spots the first player there, fires off a bullet, no damage inflicted just yet. Call for nothing to back him up as well, but here's the smoke, and a Molotov committed as well, so that's all the utility gone. Now it's up to the players to try and find this first frag, with the Glock train coming in from Ivy.
They're going to feel like they have to commit behind this, so even though they're walking into a bit of a crossfire, they've already used the grenades to get this far. They want to follow up on it, and nothing's going to let them through. Shroud will get 1 headshot, so that's just an even trade for the moment. Nothing looking for a bit more. He picks up Olofmeister, and that's a big kill coming in here. Cloud9
Automatic.
looking good at the moment.
Yeah, automatic in spawn though. Oh, I thought they were going to go for the inside pincer, seeming to opt against it. Nothing drops to JW, and now this is a really interesting round. Flusher stepping up with the Glock, finds 2 kills. That should be it now. 3 versus 1, automatic left in CT spawn. He was in such a great position. If they came towards him, didn't happen. Flusher stepping up. One will be planted at this point, but automatic looking to stop it.
Yeah, he knows he has to push this, so just going to try and make it work on. He's got a few bullets left, and look at Fnatic, waiting till everyone has shown up, and then they all push him at the same time. But Flusher's a hero in that round, and I think he even did a bit of bursting, like a bit of sort of switching between burst fire and regular fire. That's not easy to do in the middle of a fight like this.
Using burst fire the Glock generally in CSGO is not advised. It seems broken in this game. If it does work, it looks awesome. But yeah, actually managing to make it work there. Flusher stepping up after losing the first couple of frags. I thought they were going for that CT spawn pincer. That's such a cool strategy we don't see enough of. And Automatic was so ready for it, but they changed their mind just as Flusher showed the kind of attention towards inner. They go back outside and shut it down. Automatic did win a massive clutch in the first half pistol. Couldn't step up this time. Going to round number 2. And here we go, a more conservative approach. They do force buy, sure, but they've got Skadoodle, who's the AWPer. He gets no armor, right? So he can still be guaranteed the AWP going forward. Shrouded the scout, interesting enough. Not throwing it towards Skadoodle. Actually hits the first shot as well. Takes Olofmeister down to 34 HP. So he'll be packing his bags and leaving Ivy by the looks of things now.
Yeah, and I've noticed sometimes when you do even just sort of body damage with the scout early on in the round like this, it'll actually affect the whole team because suddenly everyone is a bit apprehensive. Nobody wants to, you know, if 2 people have been body shot down to, 30-some health, that's when things get a bit weird. So Now the big question is, you know, do Fnatic sort of stick with the plan here, or do they end up slowing down so much that it becomes a problem later on? And I'm wondering about that. I mean, still got plenty of time on the clock, but I want to see them make some sort of play here before the, you know, the 35-second mark, essentially.
Well, it looks like you might be given your wish, because we have got 4 players heading towards inside now. Suggests they don't have control anywhere else. You do need to fully commit here. Smokes in, flashbangs over as well. Automatic, dangerous with the Deagle. Could do a lot of work here. With Stewie as well, that tag team combo. Molotovs look good though. Fnatic not fully committing just yet. Trying to see if there's any sort of reaction, but JW's pushing through. Yeah,
they're going to engage any second now. See JW with the AK in hand. They're going to peek around the corner. Shots coming out with the Deagle, but not really connecting. And now it's all on Stewie. He's got the opportunity. Actually, he has a little bit of damage in. Nothing gets one more. Shuts down Olofmeister, and now it's a 2-on-2, and the bomb is not planted yet. 10 seconds left here. They need to be quick with it.
Yeah, they will get the plant down here. Got a bit dicey at that point. This is looking more guaranteed, or is it? Because Skadoodle does take down JW up to Flusher now. No grenades to work with, and only the SMG as well. Long range, the weapon has been nerfed, not as effective. Exchanges it for the AK-47, but Skadoodle does it. What a round victory that is from Cloud9. Fnatic looking so promising there. The good execution, waiting for the reaction as well, getting the first frag. And then Stewie just a nightmare there with the 5-7. And it was interesting, the bomb didn't go down quite, so they were kind of a little bit rushed there, planting with like 8 seconds remaining, and gave the CTs a chance to actually get some positional control closer to the bomb site. And they get the round there. Skadoodle with the scout, well, it was actually Strider's scout to begin with, 3 kills in total. Just with a pistol.
Well, Henry, I think we end up talking about this a lot, especially on this B bomb side on train, is that it's one thing to push in and get the grenades in so you can run down and put the bomb down. Now it's quite a different matter to control the rest of that B yard. And they weren't, you know, they only had control very near where that bomb went down.
Yeah.
All the rest of the trains, they had no idea what was going on.
Absolutely. Like usually on the T side, when you're going inside, you're pushing down towards connector, the upper ramp and stuff, is stopping the rotations. The CT shouldn't be allowed out there. You want to be challenging and actively stopping them doing it, but didn't happen there for Fnatic, and that's a big round for them to give away. To be a force fight from them, of course, the JW drops first. Olofmeister with the refrag. A chance here as Dennis chimes in as well. Is that the automatic? Can he be heroic here? Gets the first frag. Can't get the second. This is looking very good now for the Swedish side.
Skadoodle is going to have to step it up there all around, but he picks up the one shot there on Olofmeister, and that's going to make things a lot easier now. Buying a bit of space for Stewie to walk in, and we know how good he can be. If he finds the bomb carrier, that's Crims, that's sort of isolated towards the back wall, then they might be able to win this round. And I don't know, Fnatic, they've already, I feel like they've used a lot of energy even to put it into this place in time. I think they need to have big victories here in the second half.
1 minute remaining. Dennis seems to be making the call. They're heading towards inside. Crims follows the orders, goes back through T-spawn, and Dennis with full control of the inside brown halls, but he's actually going out the upper ramp. This is by himself. This is kind of nuts. He's got a minute remaining. Somehow sneaks in though, Anders. So now this becomes very interesting. That was a bit of a risky move from him, sure, but he's got away with it. And I guess those are the kind of plays you have to make if you want to win these forced by situations. Dennis now, this is what we wanted to see. Very close, that connector position. Takes down Skadoodle, and that should be the round, but like he said, it's Stewie, very talented player, looking to get the retake going in his favor.
Yeah, look at the utility as well. The fact that he has that Molotov means he's got a few fewer angles to look at. I think they finally spotted him out, so he's seen at least one of them. So not easy if you're Stewie here to try and win this 1 versus 2. He's already used 1 flashbang, but this is very slow at the moment. And the bomb is actually planted on this side of the train, so that's a bit interesting. He wins the first fight against Dennis. Now the smoke's going to go up, and it will go a bit far. Still going to tap the bomb once, and Crims waiting. Walks right into it. Stewie turning around for the defuse, and he's going to have it right at the last second as well. 11-7 here. I mean, that's the perfect play. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah, just completely, Papa. I completely agree with that. That's lovely. He spots the first couple of players, doesn't overcommit and start spraying. Once he spotted a pixel there, got closer, got the information, used it to his advantage as well. Great deployment of the utility as well. The smoke on the bomb, always going to make the terrorist uncomfortable. Drops that HE as well, exactly where the T was. Very common position there when that bomb's down there. It wasn't great for the T because considering the bomb was on the left-hand side of the bomb train, means he had to face or take a huge risk and not go for it whatsoever. And I obviously went for the opponent, tried to take the duel and got taken down after getting an HE to the face, and that's a big round of time to pick up. But they have sort of force one. This one, we've got a lot of investment in Fnatic, and they are all in indeed. And towards the inside bomb side they go. Bomb will be planted. Stewie looking to shut it down once again. Can't quite deny the plant, but does take down JW in the process.
Once again, not controlling the bomb side as the bomb is going down, and that just cost them a player. Wow. Dennis gets dropped as well, and Crims and Flusher here 2 versus 4. I mean, Fnatic, yes, they've proven they can get the bomb down to the B bomb side, but they're losing the round almost immediately after that.
Yeah, that was a full commitment in terms of the investment as well, Anders, there. So going all in, Tech9's 1 AK, and now 4 versus 1. Impossible for Flusher. Sure, they get the bomb down, and there'll be a first aid loss bonus now. Not really enough for an Idle Blood. They can have another one of those, like a mishmash of Tech9s and maybe a couple of AKs as well. But it's what Fnatic are known for generally. You're absolutely right. Getting the bomb down, making the rounds close, a 2v1 there, and it goes down to another close one with Cloud9, just with a few players remaining. But at this stage, I think Fnatic have to give in. There'll be a 4th stage loss bonus next round, so they can't force buy this one. This will be the partial buy, meaning they get like Tech9s, head armor, a few smokes, and something to feel the pressure here. Best of one. Very unforgiving, especially if you make a few of these calls to go all in. You lose some of the key clutches like you referenced earlier. Nothing with the Glock through the smoke. That's a little bit of an anomaly. That shouldn't be happening. Technically, you shouldn't be winning those runs just a Glock. Like a perfect headshot with a player you can't see. Obviously, other clutches there as well. I guess Fnatic were gifted a bit of luck as well. The trial play, but here we go. Automatic. Sprays 2 down towards Pop Dog. Skidoodle chimes in as well. This looks like an open shut case for round number 20.
Nothing in the off angle there by the E-Box. That's become more popular, I think. You know, people used to play just behind the E-Box, or they were playing all the way in Pop Dog, but I think a lot of CT sides have started to realize the utility of standing out in the middle of nowhere, essentially.
Sure. Oh, for now, 4-on-2 JW, CZ. Got some armor as well. He'll be just kind of feeling out towards inside. Bombs down for now, but that's recovered. On the back of Olaf Meister there. I don't see a while do they plant this, but there is a very passive hold on the inside area. So there it is, though. Skidoodle takes him down, and that's not the bomb just yet, but leaving Olaf Meister with no armor and just a Desert Eagle.
How big of a surprise is it going to be when the smoke fades here? Look at it, they're right on opposite sides. And moving back out, it breaks all the tension. I was looking forward to that. It would have been sort of almost like a magic trick, especially from the point of view of the CT player on the other side. Olaf peeking in and actually gets the headshot on automatic. That looked incredibly well coordinated, but it isn't enough to bring in a win. I was looking for more excitement then.
Well, hopefully we'll get it in this round, Anders, because now timeout. Kind of build the tension once again. What are Fnatic going to bring to the table? They've got a full buy here. 4th stage loss bonus, no bomb down, but it's certainly enough for a buy. Can bring out the AWP they want to. T side is actually viable these days to bring double AWPs out. Like, a lot of teams run with that.
Yes.
But I'm not a fan of that particularly. I don't think it's that much fun, and especially like you lose a first pick or you're not finding those initial exchanges. I think that can be a little bit limited.
Well, I would say it's also not clear if you do that. Is it just to say, listen, we need one of you two guys to pick up an opening frag, and we're just going to try and get it faster by having 2 instead of 1 that moves around? I mean,
yeah, it's definitely interesting, but for now, it doesn't come out, unfortunately. It'll be JW on the solo AWP. No armor, not such a huge deal on the T side, I guess. Like, you're obviously facing long-range duels with AWPers primarily, but nades could be coming in doing a lot of damage, and obviously you have the fact if the M4s do find you quickly, you obviously got the aim punch coming in as well on that scope, so that is a bit of an issue. Skidoodle, of course, AWPing for the CT side. We'll see where he starts heading towards. Usually Ivy running towards main at the start, and nothing getting nice and close towards that Pop Dog position as we...
I feel like Counter-Strike armor is always going to mean if you don't buy the armor, at the end you're going to be the one left in a 1 versus X, and then you know you really wish you had it. But we'll see if we will have cursed JW with that kind of a luck here. 13-7, so only a 6-round gap. It doesn't seem like so much, but Cloud9 have just got so many rounds in where it was close, but they managed to win them, and they just look like a more solid team at the moment. Fnatic, they really need to step it up here in the second half if they want any chance of making this kind of a comeback.
I think they just have to be more frugal in the first half. Obviously, they're lucky with a few rounds, but just the decisions to keep force buying seem to have limited them so significantly. But still, absolutely time to get back into it. On the T side, it's certainly a CT-sided map, but for now, Olaf Meister, he's edging towards Ivy, not fully committing just yet, hoping for a CT push. Could come in considering the position of Shroud by the server position there, but here we go, possibly an outside take with the smoke. You can see them kind of lining them up.
You were hoping that more people would follow through, and actually he could have been flashed in as well, Shroud, by a teammate, but they decided not to go for it. We are down to 35 seconds on the clock by the time they put in all these grenades, and I mean, Cloud9 still have quite a few Molotovs left. This could be a bit of a problem.
Absolutely. This is actually a bit of a nightmare. They've dropped incendiaries, smokes as well. 20 seconds remaining. Shroud in decent position at Ivy. They'll be challenging all off, and this is the first kill from Flusher though. Much better, and we'll see whether nothing can reply.
Flush has already got 2 big kills, nothing, only going to get the 1 in return now. Skidoodle, a lot is riding on him. He's going to try and fall back by a little bit more time. 9 seconds on the clock here. They need that bomb plant. They're almost lining up for him. And Crims goes for the plant here. It's still a 2-on-2. Walking in, and Skidoodle, he picks up that shot on Crims and saves the round. Cloud9 going to pick up 1 more there, and that's almost unbelievable.
He looks so calm about that. Any other player in the world would be out there chat right now and saying, what up, this is the best of one. Just saved the game. But he looks cool as a cucumber. Nice work from Skadoodle there. Aggressive, assertive stuff there. Knew what he had to do, went for the quick play. It was like a Hail Mary, right? If he loses that situation, they probably lose the round. But he pulls it off. Calm when he took the final shot as well, when he pulled the trigger. Looked actually very composed. That's quite a cool play.
I think if you wait until there's less than 30 seconds on the timer before you go into the A-bomb site...
trouble on you.
Yeah, and also it's got to be a hard-dropping moment when then they still have Molotovs left. You're surely expecting they will have already used them.
That's usually the objective of the default, right? You're trying to take jewels and bait out utility from the CT side. Didn't really happen. They were very slow and composed, I guess. They're not really challenging at all. Wait till 30 seconds. And like you said, the CTs, incendiary smokes, is holding them off for so long. Sort of run boost there, well executed from the T side. Limited again, you can see they've got 2 smokes here, and is at the 1 minute 20 mark. That's not good news at the T side. So execution potential limited somewhat.
By the way, in case anyone is wondering why they do that run boost, what they're really hoping for is that anyone who wants to go aggressive on Ivy won't check the corner. I mean, this time no one's watching you, so it's only going to apply in this round. But sometimes if there's an AWP watching, you know, you say, well, no one's crossed, right?
You won't spot it, right?
Yeah, you
so
just
if you nail the run boost perfectly, you can get across undetected. And you're absolutely right. The CT hunts for information, he'll get taken down. He won't even be checking that. Why would he? So it's quite a cool thing to do. Most teams do it, though, so I think everyone's going to be checking that, but obviously still a bit surprised when that comes in. But here we go then. 45 seconds. Looks like they'll be committing a little bit quicker this time. Galils, AKs, and now only 1 smoke remaining. Shroud looking towards Ivy in a defensive position. And here it comes.
But you're still right. They haven't really forced Cloud9 to use too much of this utility, so they still have some left. And that's a big flaw in the whole plan here, though. Flusher, just like last time, opening up. 1 refrag coming in onto Dennis, and the grenades are out as well. Shroud gets taken down by all of Mike. That's a stunning headshot, and he takes down Automatic as well. It seems like finally Fnatic are going to start to fight back, and Skadoodle, he was the hero last time. This time, I don't think it's going to go the same route at all. Going to have to just fall back and try and save the AWP here. So, you've got to give some credit to Fnatic, and actually missing a shot there. Olofmeister, huge round for him. It didn't work last time. Again, they apply a similar style and it works again. I'm always a bit impressed when teams do that. I feel like it's really tempting when something doesn't work to just throw it away and say, that never worked, we're just gonna move on, you know?
Absolutely. Like, obviously that was a bit of an issue with the time remaining as well. Like you said, now they give themselves 45 seconds instead of 30. So that was better. That was the adjustment there. Very good at refragging as a unit, Fnatic generally. You can see getting that first frag there, CT's forced to face, like we discussed in the first half. You have to have a reaction at that stage. Watching every key position, winning the jewels, and Olofmeister going above and beyond there with the AK-47 from Ivy. That's actually going to be a pretty significant dent in the Cloud9 economic situation. They have Force Boy here, and it's gone down to $0 on like 3-4 players. Stewie saves the AWP. That's what they're banking on right now. They're hoping for a superstar performance from him to find them round number 15.
Ooh, leg shot in on JW, and did they actually invest in the AWP or not? Because I think Skadoodle went down, didn't he? I want to say that they just bought it, but I could be wrong. Either way, if it works out, it's going to be really impressive. Stewie has got the kill on Dennis here, and he's legged JW, so you've got to say at this point, the investment is really paying off. And oh, look at Skadoodle. Cheeky play, stealing the AK.
Yeah, this is getting very interesting now. The fact they got JW low, AWP's up, AK's obtained as well, and Shroud finds a frag. This could fall apart for Fnatic and find match point for Cloud9. Crim's fighting back here, though. 4-on-3 now with no map control whatsoever. You can see the bomb cell in T-spawn ended. So what are they really hoping to really gather from this? 2 players in T-spawn, 1 edging towards Ivy. That's Olofmeister. Great in his position in the previous round. Needs similar heroics here if he's going to have any chance to deny match point here for Cloud9.
Very timid at the moment. 1 smoke raining in there towards the C connector, I think. So at least he's opened the path to let Crims join him as well with the bomb there. But once again, we're down to 25 seconds. I mean, with this little time left, any little mistake, anything that goes wrong, and it's all going to unravel. Shroud ready with the deagle, missing the first couple of shots, and actually blocked by a teammate and has to go back in. Oh no, but Olofmeister finally has gone down. Stewie doing a great job trying to use the ladder to get out from, actually, and now Crims in a 1-on-1, 7 seconds left here. He's going to get the bomb plant in, and nothing, just got the pistol. Walk in, Crims goes for the spray, nothing on the other side. He's got plenty of time, and Crims is 1 bullet away from death. He's got the pistol out, and nothing gonna be able to win it. Cloud9, they invest everything into this round, and it works for them.
Can't argue with that whatsoever. That's why the AWP obviously is so powerful. Not even give it to their main AWPer as well. It's Stewie. He's the secondary AWPer for the team technically. But you expect give it to Skadoodle. He's been hot form recently. You think, okay, I'll give you the AWPer, see what you can do. He buys it himself, the in-game leader, and stepping up there. Gets the first couple of kills, funnels them to a particular area. CZ start doing damage at that point as well. It's definitely a viable situation. Considering they have this huge lead right now, they can take a few more risks, right? Not necessarily required, but that's got a match point. It's going to keep them fired up going forward here.
That little move from Stewie, you know, if ever I'm watching a new player play this game, someone that I haven't heard of before, and I see them do something like that where they use the sort of the disconnect from the ladder to get a bit of a momentum boost, I think, oh, here's someone who understands the core life of this game. And I mean, Stewie's definitely that sort of player. Yeah. It's so wonderful to see. You just love it.
I completely agree, Anders. And look at this assertive play coming for Cloud9 now. Got some inside control, pushing towards outside as well. We've got automatic set up. They can actually fall a player back from the outside area now and concentrate on the inside bomb side. That's where fnatic is going in. 5 players here. They have to fully commit here. 4 towards upper, but oh no, Skadoodle's waiting for them. This could be perfect. If he gets the timing right, he can find a couple of frags here. There's the first. Gives the call to his teammates.
Not going to risk it, just falls back and does a bit more damage. JW, who's carrying the bomb, he's very low on health, and Stewie going to follow up with the UMP. Cloud9, this has just been their game. Ooh. Finally, there's a couple of refrags coming in, but they still need the bomb plant. At least they're doing something different this time with the B taken, that they're actually trying to clear out the bomb site before they get the bomb plant in. Flush just got a headshot on automatic. I may have spoken too soon. Maybe fnatic could extend this series just a bit longer here. It's Crims and Flusher left.
Absolutely, but Crims, 4 HP, Anders. Let's see if he can step up here. Great cerebral player in these clutch positions, but on the bomb site, quite limited here. Nothing takes him down, just Flusher now in the 2 versus 1. No utility to work with on the upper ramp, and there it is, the final frag coming in from nothing. And Cloud9, you have to say, that's what we expected from them at the start. We said if they can win the pistol, get the momentum in their favor in terms of the economic situation, not get kind of blown out the water with some